A blessed day to you all. My name is Lino from Sydney, Australia. Welcome to Pathways of Hope. A commandment to love? For someone who has experienced what it means to love, that seems like a contradiction of terms. Why does one need to be commanded if one truly loves another person? This somehow was a reflection of where the hearts of the Pharisees were at when they tried to test Jesus in today's gospel. When the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a scholar of the law, tested him by asking, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these two commandments." Such a question may make sense for someone who is trying to simply comply with the requirements of one's religion. For someone, however, who has experienced being loved unconditionally, Jesus' reply made perfect sense. At the heart of every decision and action we take is not a set of rules or letters of the law, rather a sincere desire to express love, a personal decision to love. I remember growing up as a young man, I would go through the motions of going to Mass with my family, only because that's what my parents expected of me. I participated in family prayer somewhat reluctantly, as I felt that there were other things that I preferred to occupy my time. Holy Week liturgies were quite memorable, not for the significance of such events, rather due to the length of time spent on each of them. It was only when I have come to a personal relationship with God that these various expressions of our faith have become ways in which that I am able to express my love for God, which I longed for and yearned for. Similarly, it was during this time that I have become more familiar with the word others, in contrast to the me, which I have become quite accustomed to at that point in time. Generosity wasn't an obligation, rather a natural response to a realization that I too was at some stage in need, and therefore called upon to love and give back in return. At the heart of Jesus' teaching is love. His very life, in fact, was about love. Today, as we are once more reminded to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our mind, my dear friends, ask yourselves, how can you further grow in loving God with your heart, soul, and mind? We are also called once more to love our neighbors as ourselves. Who are these neighbors that Jesus is challenging you to love? Rest assured, God will bless each and every decision that you make, especially if it's a decision made to love Him with all his heart, with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. God bless you all.